education. Claire will demonstrate the process of learning for us. See, draw, and only then quilt.
So I'm going to demonstrate the principle for you using a pattern that I really like to quilt, and it doesn't have a fancy name. I just call it swirls and bananas. So you have two shapes. You start with a swirl, so you swirl in and swirl out, and then you quilt banana shapes, or you draw them. So you're going to draw bananas. And you keep going until you kind of get bored of a banana, and then you make another swirl. Swirl out and make bananas. So I've got my elbow up off of the table, so it's kind of the same position that I would quilt in a way, because I've got nothing holding my hand, my arm in place. So I'm teaching my brain the kind of movement that it has to make when it gets to the machine. And by drawing over and over, then you learn where you want to go. You also learn how to fill up spaces without it looking awkward. So the drawing is a great way. So I said there were 3 steps to muscle memory. The first is watching someone. So as you're watching me now, you can feel your eyes already following the pathway that I'm using. And if you were standing up and I was quilting it, you'd probably be swaying to the movements as well. So once you've watched somebody else, your brain is starting to learn what's expected of it. And you can go and you can try to draw it. And only when you're feeling comfortable and familiar with the pattern on a drawn, either on paper or the whiteboard, is it time to go to the machine and try to practice it. I love the whiteboards because if you don't like what you've quilted, it's great psychologically. You just take a pen and you wipe it out. And nobody has to know what a disaster the first attempt was. But the second one will definitely be better. Okay. Another one. This one's really hopefully quite a nice, easy one for you. So if you're just starting out, it's not too tricky. Make a loop one way and turn the loop so that it goes in the opposite direction. So this one went anti-clockwise, that one goes clockwise. It looks more natural than if you do them all in the same direction. Then you can put in any kind of motif that you like. So let's try a heart. Alright, so one loop, a second loop, and a heart. Let's do 2 loops and a star. So make a straight line, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I've got a star. This one you're definitely going to want to practice because it's very easy to end up with a bow tie kind of shape. Alright, so let's go over it once more. You make a loop, another loop, straight line, to the side, across, back across to make a star. Let's do one more, a loop, and let's say this time we're going to make a little flower. You've got all kinds of little designs that you can fit in that will fit then with the theme of your quilt.
Essentially, that is what it takes to do free motion quilting. Practice, practice, practice. And when you're done, practice some more. Product of the month.
Hi, we thought we'd give you some information today about the different kinds of frames that you can get with your Hedy quilter machine. And depending on how long you've had your machine, you may have a slightly different frame to those that are shipping now. So if you've had your machine more than 12 months, you would have had either a studio frame or a gallery frame. The studio for the smaller machines, the Avante and the Simply 16, the gallery for the Fusion and the Infinities. Now we're shipping machines with either the Studio 2 frame or the Gallery 2 frame. So I want to just show you what the differences are and show you your options. So this frame that's standing here is the old style. This is a studio frame of the old type. So it only had one method to load your quilt. You had a belly bar and your quilt top bar. Your quilt top goes onto this one, And the downside was when you're quilting with a ruler base, which a lot of us do, your ruler base tends to hit on this bar, which can be a bit of a pain. So then Handy Quilter is always listening to their customers, to what they want. They came up then with the Studio 2 frame. So let's just go quickly over to the other frame and I can show you the difference. This is my Studio 2 frame. It came with my beautiful Amara machine that I got earlier in the year, and it's my first experience of the Studio 2. So ultimately you have the same loading configuration that you had on the previous frame, but you have a new system on the front arm here that can pivot. So you can pivot this whole section so that the quilt top bar moves further back and the belly bar comes down underneath. The advantage then is that your ruler base will not bang on that first bar when you quilt to the front of the frame. Especially if you're using rulers, then you also don't have this blockage here of your arm being higher than the ruler base. With this bar moved out of the way, then you've got a level platform. So we said machines that are ordered new now come with this Studio 2 frame, but that doesn't mean you can't access the same system if you have the old frame. We have what's called the sidearm upgrade kit, and it's available both for the Studio frame and for the gallery frame, which is the bigger one for the bigger machines. So you're going to have to do a little bit of adaptation and a little bit of unscrewing, but it's really not difficult to install. We could come and help you, but you can even do it yourself. It's very easy. Let me explain to you how. Okay, I'm going to remove these bungee clamps from the side just because I think they're going to be a little bit in our way. So I'm just going to pull those out. And you're looking at the Studio 2 frame. So if you look at this section here, it has a slightly different configuration or structure to the old Studio 1. The Studio 1 had a solid metal plate here. The Studio 2 has the arm system. So if you buy the upgrade kit, you're going to remove a plate here and this front section or top to the leg of the front leg here, and you're going to replace it with one that has this new bracket on it. So there's basically 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 screws that you're going to loosen and then put the new plate on and tighten the back on. You're also going to remove the old side arm and replace it with the new side arm. That is pretty much all that you have to do. Like we said, if it's a problem, we can come and help you install it, but it's something you should be able to do very simply at home. With your initial delivery of your machine and frame, you received all the tools that will be needed, and Handy Quilter's instructions are really awesome. So you'll be able to put your own new side arms on and get that 2 configuration loading system very, very simply. We're going to load another video for you as well that Vicky Hoth from Handy Quilter has, that explains you exactly how you move from one configuration to the other, and also the difference in how you load your leader cloths. There is one change that you need to make, but it could be all the difference in terms of getting you comfortable for quilting with rulers.
For the sidearm upgrade kit, we can offer you a 10% discount. So order before 30 March. On the website this month, you will find the link to the sidearm upgrade kit info sheet, as well as video links on loading leader cloths. And we have a quilting king this month. Technical tip. Our technical tip this month for you is to clean out the thread guides of your machine periodically with a Q-tip dipped in rubbing alcohol. Remove any and all buildup of debris that might happen there. Also carefully floss between your tension plates with something like a roughly woven fabric. Carefully is the key word, and remove all buildup. And finally, events. We have multiple events going on in the next couple of months, and for all of that information, you can visit our website on the following link.